Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something truly exciting, Avatar's latest luxury electric sedan. The Avatr 06, but before we jump into that, I've got some huge news. The EU and China have just reached an agreement. Yep, you heard that right. The EU is lifting the tariffs they slapped on Chinese EV just a few months ago. Instead, they've set a new price rule. China's EV will now have to be priced at a minimum of 35,000 euros or around 290,000 RMB. Sounds like a big deal, right? But here's the kicker. Volkswagen's ID.3 electric car is priced at 40,000 euros in the EU, but just 15,000 euros in China. And despite that price difference, guess what? It still can't compete with China's EV, even when they're priced the same. So, what's the takeaway? I think the only real way to compete in the car industry today is by constantly refining and innovating your products. Not by relying on tariffs or policies. That's how you stay ahead in the game. Alright, let's get back to today's star, the Avatr 06. Now, the pre-sale price is set at 21,500 RMB. But let's take a quick look at the pricing of its SUV counterpart, the Avatr 07. The 07's price range falls between 22,000 and 29,000 RMB. And here's the thing, generally, a sedan like the Avatr 06 will be priced just a little lower than its SUV sibling. So, I'm going to predict that the Avatr 06 will likely be priced somewhere between 20,500 and 27,000 RMB. So, here's the deal, the Avatr 06 officially hits the market today, April 19th. It comes in two main versions, the pure electric and the extended range version. And just to keep things interesting, each version has both rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options. But wait, there's more. Each drivetrain has 3 different trims, Pro, Max, and Ultra, based on the interior equipment and autonomous driving tech. So, yeah, the SKU list is pretty massive. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of this. It's like a puzzle for your brain trying to pick the right trim from a dozen options, you know what I mean. These days, the new force car makers are keeping things simpler, like 3 trims per model, or even just 1. You don't have to spend ages comparing a dozen options, it's either buy it or leave it. I don't know about you, but I kind of prefer that simplicity. So, the Avatr 06 comes in a light purple color, and they've even carried that purple theme into the interior to really set the mood. Honestly, I get the vibe that this car is definitely geared towards a lady-oriented market. I mean, I've actually seen quite a few women driving Avatars on the road, so it makes sense, right? That's probably why they've got the purple on display in the showroom and the orange one for test drives, you know, to appeal to different tastes. And when you look at its futuristic design and the more compact interior, it's clear that Avatar's whole brand is positioning itself as a fashion-forward lifestyle choice. It's not really aimed at families or business execs looking for practicality. This is more for people who want to make a statement and have a bit of fun while they're at it. As you can see, the interior design here is simple and elegant. The wide use of white creates a sharp contrast with the unique mix of gray and purple accents. Sure, It might lack that traditional luxury vibe, but it definitely aligns with the current interior design trends in China, especially when you're aiming to appeal to younger customers. So, here's a question for you. Which do you prefer? This sleek interior or the design in BYD's Tang-L and Han-L, which we reviewed in yesterday's video? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, let's hop into the pilot seat. First off, the front doors are electric. Pretty cool, right? You can actually step on the brake pedal to close the door, which is super handy. But here's the catch. To unlock and open the door, you have to press the door lock button twice. Yeah, it's a safety feature to prevent passengers from accidentally opening the door, but honestly, it's a bit of a hassle. So far, Avatr is the only brand I've seen using this system. Most other car makers just require a single press of the unlock button and you're good to go. Maybe Avatr could tweak it a little, like if you're in park or the doors are already unlocked, a single press should be enough to open the door, just a thought. Now, there's another thing I've got to mention, the central lock button. It's a touch button, which means a single tap won't do the trick. You've actually got to long press it to make it work. But here's something cool they did. They added an indicator light. In the Avatr 07, this button doesn't have any indicators. No light, no vibration, so you basically have no idea whether you're locking or unlocking the door. It's a small detail, but it makes a big difference. The steering wheel is oval-shaped, and I've got to say, it looks pretty fantastic. Plus, it doesn't block the long, narrow screen, so you can read all the info from it easily. But here's the thing, I'm not personally a fan of this design. To me, a steering wheel should be round. It's all about ergonomics, right? Maybe one day, when cars can fully drive themselves, we'll get rid of the steering wheels altogether. But as long as we're still behind the wheel, it should be designed with the driver in mind, making it easy for anyone to steer the car. There are 5-way scroll buttons on the steering wheel. You can scroll up and down, press, and push it left and right. The left one is mainly used to control the in-car media system. And speaking of media, this car is packed with a 25-speaker Meridian system, delivering a massive 2016 watts of output. There are speakers all around the interior, and let me tell you, the sound quality is absolutely incredible. Now, let me show you. So, is it good enough? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, moving on, there are 2 stalks behind the steering wheel. The left one controls the wipers and turn signals, while the right one handles gear shifting. It's the standard setup in most of China's electric vehicles these days, and honestly, it makes sense. Almost everything is automatic now. Low beams, high beams, tail lights, daytime running lights, you name it, they're all automatic. On the far side of the dashboard, there's this super long, narrow screen that stretches from left to right. On either side of the screen, you've got 2 black panels. Now, if you opt for the digital side mirrors, those black panels turn into small screens that display views of both sides of the vehicle. Pretty cool, right? In the middle of that long, far side screen, you'll notice a few widgets displaying things like your music app, weather, tire pressure, and more. You can easily customize these widgets through the infotainment system, so it's tailored to whatever info you need. The infotainment system is dual language with an English interface option. So I switched it to English, and here's what you see. It's pretty similar to other systems. You can adjust lights, seats, sound, drive mode, autonomous driving, and all that good stuff. But here's something you won't find in many cars, the smart scene. At first glance, it looks empty. Weird, right? But the truth is, it's an if-then feature where you can set the car to change its settings automatically based on certain conditions. This feature was first introduced by Li Auto, and if I have time, I can make a video to show you something similar in my L9. My L9 not only drives itself autonomously, but also automatically adjusts the chassis and interior settings for a whole new level of convenience. It's a whole new dimension compared to the traditional fossil fuel cars made by the EU, Japan, and America. Avatr has partnered up with Huawei, which means their cars come equipped with Huawei's smart driving system, both the hardware and software. Now, unlike many other car makers that offer autonomous driving features for free, any brand partnered with Huawei has to pay between 10,000 to 30,000 RMB to activate the City NOA feature, or you can subscribe to it for 199 RMB per month. But hey, if you don't want to pay for it, no worries, you can still get the Highway NOA feature for free. But here's the thing, Huawei's autonomous driving tech is top tier in China, and honestly, it's totally worth the money. You're getting some of the best tech out there, and it's a solid investment for the features you're getting. But there's some bad news. A few weeks ago, there was a tragic road incident. 3 undergraduate girls were using the autonomous driving feature in a Xiaomi SU7 on the highway when the car crashed into roadblocks in a construction zone. Sadly, all 3 lost their lives, and the car was completely destroyed in the fire. The accident was picked up by some competitors and used to push for more restricted regulations on autonomous driving. As a result, the Department of Industry and Information Technology held a closed-door meeting, and the minutes of that meeting were leaked. It revealed that all over-the-air updates, including autonomous driving features, will now undergo strict scrutiny before being pushed to customers. Additionally, no car brand is allowed to use smart drive or autonomous driving to promote their vehicles. You can still advertise assistance driving features, but any promotion of smart or fully autonomous driving tech is now prohibited. Now, here's where things get really cool. Avatr has thrown in 2 zero-gravity seats in the front row. And trust me, it's pretty awesome. You can activate the Stargaze mode, and what happens next? The pilot and co-pilot seats automatically recline, and just like that, you're laying back, looking up through the panoramic sunroof and staring at the stars. I mean, who needs a telescope when you've got a car that turns into a stargazing lounge? All you need to do is enjoy the moment with your lover. Now, I've got to mention a little downside to these zero-gravity seats. While they're super comfy, they kind of limit your ability to shift your foot position. For example, on a long road trip, I like to move my left foot around to stretch and ease my leg. But, as you can see in the video, the seat doesn't really let you adjust your foot placement much. I can't even get my left foot further back. But hey, maybe I'm just a weirdo with my little quirks. It's a personal thing, really. Here's another quirky thing. The wireless charging panels only work on the driver's side. I mean, it'll activate the advanced wireless charging on my Samsung S22 with no problem. But here's the kicker. I can't charge my phone on the co-pilot side, even though the charging pad looks pretty much the same on both sides. I don't know why that is. It's a bit odd, right? Oh, and one more thing. This panel doesn't come with ventilation. Why? Well, because it's placed right in front of the air conditioner vents. Pretty smart move, right? I mean, it kind of makes sense, and I think it works better. My L9's wireless charging panel has ventilation, but still, my phone would be overheated during the summer. So I had to install an extra gadget to redirect some cold air to the panel. Let's move to the second row. First thing I notice, the back doors aren't power doors, and No soft close too, could you believe that? But hey, the space back here is bigger than I expected, which is a nice surprise. Now, here's the thing, there's really not much to talk about. As you can see, there's no control panel, no infotainment screen, and the seats can't be adjusted. Sure, it comes with heating, cooling, and massage features, but here's the catch. I couldn't find anything to control them. The only thing that really stands out are the sound speakers running from top to bottom on both sides, and that's pretty much it. Alright, let's pull down the armrest and see if there's a control panel hiding in there, kind of like what we saw in the BYD Han L, but nope, just a cup holders. Nothing else. Honestly, that's a bit of a disappointment. And there's no back window, so you can only see what's behind you through the digital streaming rearview mirror. Also, there are 2 speakers hidden behind the headrests. You could even play a guess how many speakers are in my car game with your friends to keep them busy, or, just to kill time. Just noticed another downside with the doors. Every time you open them, the windows automatically roll down halfway. Now, imagine you're outside and it starts raining. The rain will get in while the windows are slowly rolling back up. Definitely not ideal. The cover of the charging port lifts upward, which helps prevent light rain from getting into the socket. Definitely a smart move. And no, you can't plug into chargers simultaneously. Only BYD can do. The trunk is decent, offering enough space for 5 passengers, but other than that, you've only got one 12 volts charging outlet, nothing more. There's a bulge on the rear part of the roof that kinda looks like a LiDAR, but no, it's just a camera. It's used for the rear view streaming mirror and supports some of the autonomous driving features. The back of the car looks almost identical to its big brother, the Avatr 12. It features a special design similar to what we see on XPeng's P7 Plus with an extra trim on the rear side. I'm guessing the purpose of this is to provide more headroom for second-row passengers. But what I like about it is that it's more subtle than the P7 Plus, and the pitch black paint really helps it blend in, making it almost unobtrusive. Now, let's talk about Avatr's sales figures, or rather, the lack of them. Despite its promising start, Avatr has been struggling to hit solid numbers, generally selling less than 10,000 units per month, and sometimes dropping below 5,000. When Avatr was first founded, the hype was real. With the backing of major players like Changan, Huawei, and CATL, it seemed poised to make a big impact in China's electric vehicle market. Their debut model, the Avatr 11, launched in 2022 with a bold, futuristic design and 3 LiDARs literally armed to the teeth with tech. Yet, despite all this, the sales just haven't lived up to expectations over the past 3 years. And, to make matters worse, they haven't been able to turn a profit yet. So, why the slow sales? Honestly, the reasons are pretty complex. Maybe it's the futuristic design that's a bit out there for some. Maybe it's the marketing, or perhaps the target market is just too niche. Here's the thing, in China, women aren't the majority of car owners, and most families only afford one car. In many cases, it's simply because of the lack of parking space. So, when it comes time to choose, families tend to gravitate towards more practical vehicles like SUVs or MPVs with spacious interiors. Cars like the Avatr are cool, no doubt, but they're just not built for family use. It's a shame because the Avatr models are packed with impressive tech and design. They just might not fit into the everyday needs of the average family in China. But hey, who knows? Maybe things will turn around as the market evolves. The future of electric vehicles is still bright, and Avatr is definitely a player to keep an eye on. Alright, we're coming to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to support the channel. We've got more Chinese electric vehicle reviews coming your way, so stay tuned. See you next time.